Hi, everyone. Welcome to Your Disabled Joy. My name is Nico and I use he, him pronouns. I am a white man with parted blonde hair, large blue and brown spectacles, and a short sleeve button up pink Hawaiian shirt with some dark palm trees on it. I'm seated in front of a purple wall and some bookcases. And like about 25% of the US population, I'm disabled. Non-disabled individuals might see our lives and experiences as sad, tragic, pitiful, but I don't know, guys. I've been disabled a pretty long time now, and I think there's also room for disabled joy. However, the disability community has as many opinions as it has members, which is why I've asked my friend Nicole here with me today to talk about disabled joy. I give all my guests the option of being on camera or off, which is why you see some of my guests on camera and some off. Despite this, regardless of what they choose, their input is valuable and should be heard. Nicole, thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
Thank you, Nico. I'm doing very, very well. Greetings from Helsinki. It is midnight, but it is exactly like daylight over here.
My goodness. Well, we appreciate you staying awake.
I'll try. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Nicole, can you share a joyful memory with me? It could have to do with your disability or your disability journey, or it could be totally independent.
Okay, well, I'm so glad that you are choosing the topic of disability joy, because I think that that's something that a lot of us, or myself, I've struggled to think about those joyous moments at times.
Yeah.
And I think for me, as part of my journey, the joyous moments of being disabled is when you've actually had an opportunity to be heard, to be listened to, but you've also made a difference in someone else's life because of what you stand for and what you do with passion. So I'm a teacher by profession, and I support students with a variety of different learning needs. And for me to see them walk across the stage and get their diploma, and to see that I've played a role in their journey, that brings me joy.
Nicole, that's incredible. It must feel so empowering to help raise that next generation of musicians. I know that you're one yourself. Fantastic. How has your disability interacted with what you do to pursue joy, or how you pursue happiness for yourself?
Well, it's been an interesting voyage for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
For the last time we spoke, which I think was a year ago almost, believe it or not, I had just embarked on my journey to embrace my disability as part of my identity, which is why I go by she, her disabled pronouns. And I was really, really happy to do that. And now, 1 year on, despite some of the health issues that I'm currently having, I'm really, really choosing to focus on the joyous aspects, even though right at the moment, it's a real challenge. And I'm frustrated because other people who are part of my life or within my wider community can't take me seriously. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, yes. And I'm sorry that you don't have that support that you need.
And I think, but what's really important is that I'm not going to be afraid to still speak up for myself, to still ask for help, to still try to chip away at all those things that are bringing negativity. So as difficult as it is, even though there's a really small part of me that wants to give up, I feel like I can't, and I shouldn't, because I'm lucky to surround myself with people who do care about me and who do want to hear my voice. So I owe it to other people that can't to continue fighting. Does that make any sense?
I think it makes a lot of sense. That's a very noble sentiment, honestly. And I really respect it because I kind of identify with it as well, right? I tend to think, for myself at least, although I am a disabled man, my disability does not necessarily limit my energy. And I have lots of privilege besides being disabled. So why not use that? Why not use those resources in service of the disabled cause?
I just think that it's just really important that we continue to try to break down the barriers and to continue to honor the journey that those people like us before us have done, because that's the only way that we'll get sustainable and equitable change and, changing mindsets as well as, hearts, but it's more the mind. Because I think that, a lot of people that are not disabled don't realize that changing a mind is so important, to communicate, to break down those barriers and to continue fighting. And that brings me joy. And it sounds like it brings you joy, even though it comes with its challenges.
I think that's very accurate to say. Thank you, Nicole. One thing that I've noticed as a recurring theme, I guess, throughout 80 of these interviews now, is that we do the work for ourselves and for the people that are, in our community and within our generation, but we also do this work for the disabled generation that comes after us, as I'm sure our preceding generation worked for our behalf as well. Way back in college, I had this professor who liked to say, we build our arguments off the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
And I've kind of adapted that into saying, I want my generation's achievement ceiling to be the next generation's achievement floor. So
yeah.
I see you in that, definitely. Nicole, thank you so much. It sounds like you've had a lot of disabled experiences, which might make this next question a little difficult.
Mm-hmm.
If you could pick just one thing to tell the rest of the world about disabled life and disabled quality of life, what would it be?
I think it's really important that if you strip away the fact that I'm disabled, at the core, I still have feelings and I still have a heart. And I still can be a friend, and I still can be a partner, and I still can be a contributor, and I still can be an influencer, and I can still be a supporter. So don't just look at what you see just solely from the outside, because it's the inner side, the inside of me, that is what I want to bring more to the forefront than what you see just by looking at me as I sit in a wheelchair.
Absolutely. I think that all disabled lives have value, and disabled people are worth listening to.
Yeah, I think that's the most important. And we all bring a variety of experiences, negative or positive. We all bring a variety of interests that we have and talents and things that we still want to accomplish and goals. And it's really important that we're given those opportunities to pursue them, even if it takes a little bit longer. And then the hope in that is that maybe it'll help someone younger than us experience that same joy, and even if it's a tiny moment of joy, it's just as important as a great amount of joy.
Yeah, I agree. The work is worth it, and getting everybody on board is ultimately how we make it to that disabled inclusive future, that accessible future that we all want to see. Nicole, go ahead.
We still have a lot of work to do as well. And that's part of the joy, that it's not just a one-off for the next month or the next week or the next year. It's continuous, and it should be continuous.
That's right. Thank you so much. I think one of the messages I'm trying to carry forward with this video series is that disabled outcomes are worth working for, and that all positive outcomes take work just to maintain them.
Yeah.
And that work is still worth doing. Nicole, thank you so much. I love checking in with you, and I really valued our time together. My last planned question is one that I ask all my interviewees, regardless of project. Is there a recent win that you're celebrating that you want to name so that we can celebrate along with you?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Yeah, sorry, I interrupted you there. My win was my first keynote address way back in March, where I traveled for the first time in over 7 years. I went back to my high school and I spoke about my disability journey, and it was absolutely the best joyous hour of my life, being up on stage and being able to share my experiences within my school community, my family, my friends, meeting up with people that I had casually spoken to online, but then actually seeing them for the first time in person.
Oh, wow.
Uniting with one of my very, very closest friends who I hadn't seen since we were 9 years old. She came with her daughter all the way from California just to attend my keynote speech. So I'm really, really pleased about that. And I want to thank ECIS, which is the European Commission of International Schools, who provided me for this opportunity because it was an inclusive education conference. And even though there were some issues internally in Greece at the time, and many, many people couldn't make it, I believe there was an actual live stream. I have yet to see it, but apparently I got some people scratching their heads and thinking, oh, actually, maybe we do need to rethink about how we need to just not only talk the talk, but walk the walk. But that was a great moment for me, and I was really pleased about that. And who knows, I'm hopeful that maybe it'll give me an opportunity to do more of that, because despite being a little bit nervous, I actually really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was a huge win for me.
It sounds like a huge win. Nicole, thank you so much for doing that work. Changing one mind at a time is how we make the world a better place. Always, always. If you're open to connecting, where can people find you online?
They can find me online on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Yeah, just type, or you can even Google me. I'm sure I'm there. I know that sounds really cheesy, right? But yeah, I'm open and willing. I'm in the process of actually working with Catherine Lewis, actually, to create my own website. So that's in the works. So I'm hoping that in the next couple of months that'll come to fruition. But yeah, I can also send you the links for how people can reach me if they wish.
Sure, why not? I appreciate that. And coincidentally, Katie was one of my first guests for Your Disabled Joy way back in like April, May.
Okay.
It seems like so long ago.
She's wonderful.
She is. Nicole, thank you again for helping me out with this, checking in with me. I loved hearing about your speaking victory. I loved hearing about your disabled joy positively affecting the lives of your students. I'm wishing you all the best in the future, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you, Nico. Good talking to you, and we'll be in touch, I'm sure.
Thank you. Audience, tune in next time, and remember, I'm rooting for you.